Hey there, Sue. If you can hear me, just let me know. I see you're in the chat, and if anyone else can hear me that's here early, just let me know. What is up, Daryl? If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. We're going to be getting started in about 9 minutes. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate it. To everybody that got here a little bit early, we're going to be getting started here in about 7 minutes or so. So just sit back, relax, and I'll see you in about 7 minutes, which is going to bring us to the top of the hour. To everybody that is here a little bit early, we're going to be getting started here in about 4 minutes at the top of the hour. So if you need to take a break, grab a drink, just make sure you're back in 4 minutes. We're going to get started here right at the top of the hour. Just want to welcome everybody that's here a little bit early. If you're here and you're early, just go ahead and say hi in the chat. Want to welcome Sue, want to welcome Daryl, want to welcome Brett Smith, want to welcome Gary, Magnus, everybody that is here. Want to appreciate it. I agree, Sue. Always exciting. Gary, how is it? Awesome. Sue says, I'm loving the training so far. Hopefully you're referring to both the one funnel away training as well as the training that we're doing here. All right, everyone. It looks like we are here at the top of the hour. So let me jump on over to my camera, and I just want to welcome you all to the One Funnel Away Challenge here that we are doing with Alphapreneur, or I should say inside Alphapreneur. My name is Chris Luck. I'm the founder of Alphapreneur, which is the private community for entrepreneurs that we help each other really get the results we truly want in our life. And if you are not yet going through the One Funnel Away Challenge, I want you to click the link below in the description, because that means the page is probably still up and you can still get in if you've not done so already. So be sure to do that. And also, if this is your first time coming to the YouTube channel for Alphapreneur, just go ahead and just say new in the live chat if you're here. So that way I know if you are new. And if you are a regular and you're a member, feel free to just say member. So that way I know who's here that is new and who here is a member that is taking the time to show up live. And also, if you've not done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on notifications. So that way you don't miss out on any of these videos that we're doing live. And if you're new here and you're just wondering, well, what is all this stuff? And like, what is the One Funnel Away Challenge? Especially since if you're going through the One Funnel Away Challenge right now inside of what Russell's doing with ClickFunnels, what we're doing here is we are actually going live a couple hours after Russell goes live on each day of the challenge. And then we are sharing all of our notes and our takeaways, and anyone that has any questions. I've actually gone through the One Funnel Away Challenge a few times myself. And I've actually gone through a few times live, and then I've gone through several times on my own. So I've been through the challenge quite a bit. So I've got a lot that I can kind of bring to the table and share that is going on in addition to what Russell is sharing. So I have some additional kind of notes and tools and tips and tricks and resources and all of that. So let's go ahead and jump over to my screen real quick. And again, this is going to be day 3. So if you've missed days 1 and 2, you can go to the Alphapreneur YouTube channel and you can go watch days 1 and 2. I'll actually include those in the description now that I think of it. So once we're done here, I will go ahead and go and update the description on YouTube. So below, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can go back and see days 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and take a look in the chat just to see who is all here. It looks like Magnus says, Chris, you are not sharp in the picture. Don't know why. Let me, sorry about all the little pop-ups here. Let me take a look here and try to do a quick check. So if I am showing up clear for everybody, go ahead and just let me know. Could be, maybe it has something to do with the connection that you're on. So we have Gary as a member. We have Fice. Let me know how to pronounce your name because I don't want to butcher your name. We have another member that is here as well. We've got Sue. We've got Magnus. We have Pammy that I know is a member as well. It looks like it is clear for everybody else. Magnus says it's clear. He had to restart. So we do have a lot of different members that are here, and I can actually see a lot of you that are here that are just not saying members. So welcome to everyone that is showing up live. So let's go ahead and go back over to my screen. And it's good to know that it's clear for everybody else. And if you are not yet a member of Alphapreneur, you can actually just go to alphapreneur.com and try it out. Again, it's a private community for entrepreneurs where we just help each other get the results that we really, truly want in our lives. And inside of Alphapreneur, this is what it looks like. So if you've never been to Alphapreneur before, you've never logged in, you don't know what it is, this is it. So you can see we have a section over here called challenges, and there's one area called OFA, which stands for the One Funnel Away Challenge. So this is where if you scroll down when you're logged in, you can see we're going through each of these days together. So day 0 before it started, we did some introductions. Then day 1 was your first sales funnel. Then we talked about your flagship framework. And then today is day 3, and this is your irresistible offer. So all you have to do is click on the day that you want to go into. And today, this is where you can actually see the replay. So if you want to watch the replay of this YouTube video later, you can do that inside of Alphapreneur, so you don't have to jump on and off of YouTube. And here, we're going to just go ahead and get started with my notes because that's how I like to kind of go through these. Now, Russell kind of kept things really short today because there is some additional videos, which I'll show you where they're at in a second, that you can go through. And it looks like some of you were already saying in the live chat that you already went through those videos, or you're going through the videos right now. I watched one of the two, which they're incredible, and I'll show you which one I watched and why. So to start off, when Russell went live today, he did some objection handling for day 2 because there's a lot of people that are actually in the One Funnel Away Challenge Facebook group that are, you know, if they're running into a lot of problems, they blow up the Facebook group with a lot of their problems that they have, and then Russell addresses them the next day. So just to go through some of the objection handlings that he was going through with day 2, he mentioned to don't think ahead because there's a lot of people that are really thinking ahead and they're just thinking way down the road, already talking about getting traffic and where do they get traffic and all that. And it's like, you can't do that. When you're going through a challenge, you go through the challenge one day at a time, and you only do what you need to do for that day. So he talked about don't think ahead, focus on what's being taught each day, and that's it. Your first funnel is probably going to suck, and that is okay. The first time you do anything, you're not good. So if you ever try to play an instrument, first time you play the instrument, you're horrible. But the more you practice and the more that you do it, the better you're going to get. Same with a funnel, same with creating an information product, same with selling anything online. The first time you do anything, you're not going to be good at all. So the more you do it, the better you're going to get. So keep that in mind. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. And but what if you're not selling something that's not an information product? Because Russell mentioned through this one funnel away challenge that he's taken what the most popular funnel type is that people are doing really well with online, especially if you're just getting started online as an entrepreneur, and it is to sell an information-based product. Well, if you're not selling an information product, it doesn't matter because your product you should think of your product not as a product, but actually giving your customer a result. And your funnel should be structured to give your customers a result, because you are in the business of selling results. You're not in the business of selling products. So you really need to do a mindset shift there. And think about drills, for example. Like, people don't buy a drill from like a hardware store because they want a drill. They buy a drill because they want the hole in the wall. So think about, people are out there to buy results. They're not out there to buy products. So even though if you're going through the one funnel away challenge and you have a physical product, that's fine that you have a product. You can still sell it, but you need to think about other things that you can bundle together that is going to help people get the results that is the real reason why they're buying your product in the first place. So for example, there's a company out there called Survival Life, and it's ran by actually a good friend of mine, Perry Belcher, and then Ryan Dice. And they sell credit card knives, and that's a physical, actual, tangible product, right? So what they do though is you can package a framework together with a physical product. So if you're selling a knife, people that are buying these credit card knives, they kind of want to be like a survivalist, right? Or an outdoorsman. So they put together these frameworks and guides and books and PDFs and checklists and stuff that you get when you actually buy the knife. So you can also, when you're selling a physical product, then you can upsell other things that people need to get their ultimate result. Their ultimate result is to be maybe a survivalist. So you want to really focus on selling the destination and not selling the travel. Now, Russell didn't talk about this, but actually in today's training, but this is somebody that I know that talks about this a lot. He always talks about, like, travel agencies. They don't talk about they don't try to sell you like you need to take this airline and you got to check all these different bags and you got to pay for all, like, they don't go through all that. They're not selling you that. They don't go into those details. They're selling you on the destination. When you see pictures of a destination you're going to go to, let's say Walt Disney World, you don't see, pictures of the process of getting there. You actually see the destination once you're there and how happy everybody is. So you want to paint a picture of what life would be like after they get the thing that they're trying to buy from you. So that is just the objection handling. That's not even what today was covering. That is just going over objections from day 2 that people were having. So just to make sure that everything is, if we're all on the same page and like my audio is coming in clear, my video is coming in clear, just let me know all good in the live chat. So, and then we're going to move on to actually what today was about, and then get into my notes on that. And then I have a lot of links and resources I want to share with all of you. So today's actually going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let me take a look here. And Sue says, good input, Chris, 10 plus. Thank you very much. Brett says all good. Magnus says all good. Glenn says all good. Thank you so much for everybody that is here live and interacting with me in the live chat. All right, so going now into your framework. So your framework is really going to be like the core structure of like what it is that you're selling with this one funnel away challenge. So this is going to be the first part of the offer, which is what you're selling. So for instance, you're not selling just, if you're, let's say, selling an ebook, or you got a book or a recipe book or a cookbook or something, you're not selling just a cookbook. That's just one part of like the whole offer that you're putting together. So you need to increase your perceived value of the offer. And to do that, you want to stack things with the offer, which is called offer stacking. So this is a really important writer downer that you want to put, that you want to remember. You want to stack things together to make a very impressive offer that has a high perceived value. Now, the more things that you stack on the offer, the higher the perceived value is going to become. So your offer stack, let me just scroll down here so you know at the top of the screen where this is kind of where we're at. So with your offer stack, you want to list out all the steps that people need to reach their big result. So keep in mind that each step can be a new thing that is in your offer stack. So think about someone, think about like a person standing at the bottom of a mountain and they're looking at the very top of the mountain. They need to get to the top of the mountain. What are all the different steps along the way and the milestones they have to hit to be able to get to the top of the mountain? Though once you write those steps down, those are the things that you can actually put together in your offer stack to really just reinforce making somebody really want to buy what it is that you have to sell them. So the more things that you have in your offer stack, the higher the perceived value. Your first thing in your offer stack should be your core framework. So think about your core framework, and this is covered in days 1 and 2. And then what other frameworks can you create or teach that can be added to your offer stack? So examples of offer stacks in today's Onepager, or Russell mentioned that there are examples of offer stacks in today's Onepager, which we'll get into the Onepager in a second. But I want you all to really study these URLs that I put here. So, sorry, you couldn't see my mouse. So expertsecrets.com, .comsecrets.com, trafficsecrets.com, perfectwebinarsecrets.com, ofascripts.com. The first 3 here are the first 3 of, or these are 3 books that Russell has that gets people into his world that aren't yet familiar with who he is or the world that that he has created. So if you take a look at these, we're just going to go through and open all of these up really quick here so you can see. So I'm looking at I'm not even going to start scrolling on the page. I want you to understand when you are going through this One Funnel Away challenge with me, and we're going to get into building out our pages and coming up with headlines and all the stuff that's going to come up down the road. Look at .comsecrets.com, trafficsecrets.com, and expertsecrets.com. If you have a screen big enough, open all 3 of those pages up and put them side by side on new browser windows. Because look at this. So there's .com secrets, there's traffic secrets, there's expert secrets, there's traffic secrets, there's .com secrets. They all look very similar, right? That's because this works. Like what he is teaching works, and it works because he's not just saying do this, and it's all theory. Like these are the 3 main channels that he is using to get people into his world. And the fact that all 3 of these websites look very identical, you better believe that the strategy and everything he talks about is going to work. So we're going to scroll down. I'm just going to scroll down really quick to where it gets to the offer part. So we're going to come back and review all of these pages like as we go through this training together. So just bear with me while we get down to, okay, there's .com secrets. We're getting to the offer stacks because I want you to see how these offer stacks look. So .com secrets is a little bit different than traffic secrets and expert secrets, but it's an older funnel as well. So we'll take a look here at expert secrets and traffic secrets. So this is going to be expert secrets, traffic secrets, expert secrets, traffic secrets. Everything down to the pixel is identical. And what he's doing here is he's doing an offer stack. So he's not just selling a copy of Expert Secrets. He's selling a copy of Expert Secrets plus all these other things with other values that is going to bump up what the total value is, and then you get everything for free. You're just going to have to pay for shipping. But then take a look. Again, that was Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets. Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets. .com Secrets is the same thing as well. He just doesn't have a little fancy header image with all the graphics and everything, which he should have. And then if you go take a look at Perfect Webinar Secrets, and we scroll down to the scroll down. I'm trying to get to where the value is. Sorry, I should have pulled these up ahead of time. So here we go. So you can see there is, again, the design, and then all of the stacks, and then the total value. And then today, instead of getting it for free, it's just $7. And the reason he's not giving it away for free is because this is the type of funnel we're actually going to be building. We're not going to be building a funnel that's going to be like Traffic Secrets or Expert Secrets, because we're not selling a physical, tangible book that has to be shipped. We're going to be creating something and giving to them, as an instant download. So you can't really say free. You need to charge something for it, because then you get their credit card on file, and that's where the upsells and downsells and all that come in place with just one click. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you those URLs. And again, if you go into my notes, you can have one-click links to all of those, so you don't have to remember or write those down. All right. So that is your offer stack, and that's really understanding what an offer stack is. So then he has in-depth training if you want to, which I highly recommend. I watched one of the two already. I didn't have time to watch both of these because as soon as Russell was done, I was already trying to put together like I go through and kind of do my homework, but in between when he's done going live and then when I go live for you here on YouTube. So I didn't have time to watch both, but I'm going to watch the other video here when we're done here today. So there's two videos that he wants you to watch in today's one pager, which you'll see in a second. They're the most favorited videos actually from all of the first version of the One Funnel Away. So let's just go into the one pager, and this is what the one pager looks like. And if you again kind of stumbled on this just on YouTube and you don't even know what a one pager is or anything like that, go back and watch my previous videos for days 1 and 2, and you will you'll see what all this means and all of that. So here on the one pager, start off by watching this video here. This is just it's a 9-minute and 34-second video that just kind of goes into today's session. And then he goes and talks about the offer stack. These are the two videos that came from version 1.0 that he recommends that you should watch, and I highly recommend that you should watch as well. The first video is about offer hacking. I did not go through this video recently, but today I did rewatch The Greatest Showman, and this is an unbelievable video that you all need to watch if you plan on putting together any offer online, because he really kind of just riffs on some really cool ideas and tips and tricks and tactics that you can use to really put together just an incredible offer stack. And so definitely watch The Greatest Showman. The offer hacking one is really kind of about spying on your competitors, which is cool too, but not nearly as cool as The Greatest Showman video. So that is, we'll get into the rest of the one pager here in a second, but going back to my notes, a lot of people that don't have a product already, they're really nervous to have to create a product because maybe they're not an expert. Maybe you want to do a product in the golf space, but you're not a golfer. Or that's a bad example, because don't do a product in a space that you don't have an interest in. That's like my #1 pet peeve. But let's say you want to do a product in the golf space, but you don't want to be on camera. You don't have time to write a golf book right now. That's no problem. There's actually a couple different ways that you can actually get products that are already created and use those. Just have the rights to use those as is, or kind of tweak and change things if you want. So the first thing is called PLR, which stands for private label rights. And I've talked about this for decades as an entrepreneur, and Russell does this as well, is you can actually look up PLR products on Google and buy the rights to those products. So example, if you want to get into the golf industry, you would go to Google and search golf PLR. So just to show you, if you would go to Google, you would just type in golf PLR, and then you can see there's over 1 million results. And these are all different types of things that you can buy the rights to. So for instance, if you wanted to start like a golf membership site, or you wanted to sell a golf, just this massive like mega bundle of golf, whatever, books or articles, there's 600 articles, PLR articles that in one click you can buy and have the rights to. Here's on this one, there's 155 golf PLR products that are ebooks, articles, and more. Some places actually have videos that you can watch. So not only are they PDFs or ebooks, but they're videos you can buy the rights to. Which are in everything is super affordable in the PLR game, like under $50, and you can, buy several different products in any industry that's out there. And that's just golf. I mean, if you typed in, let's say you typed in fishing, you can see there is just this very first listing. There's over 12,000 PLR fishing videos and ebooks and everything, where you could, stand up a product in the fishing space, which is amazing. Glenn just said in the live chat, I'm using a PLR product for the OFA challenge. So that's a perfect example. If you're just getting started and you're terrified to create your own product and you don't want to go on camera, you don't want to have to do all that, totally fine. I've been, doing this kind of stuff online for 22 years now. And I just started going on camera last year in 2020. So yeah, you totally don't have to do that if you don't want. Russell's trying to push you to do it, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Obviously, you can just go out there and find some PLR type products that exist. So that is PLR. Another thing you can do now, this doesn't work, and I've never done this personally, but I wanted to share it with you because it is good to know, is that you can actually find content in the public domain and freshen it up. If you don't know what public domain is, any content, anything that was published before 1923, you can actually use word for word and claim it as your own. I'm going to repeat that. The public domain is anything that has been published before the year 1923, you could actually use and publish as your own. So, for example, Walt Disney is a good example. So Walt Disney did not write the story The Little Mermaid. He didn't write the story Beauty and the Beast. He didn't write the story Frozen. He actually got those stories from the public domain from other authors and publishers from over 100 years ago, and then he freshened them up. So I think Frozen, it was called The Snow Princess, was like the original work of what that was written by or written for. Same with Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. There were other names for them, and then he just freshened them up and put a different, fresh coat of paint on it and called it his own. So if you don't know much about the public domain, what you can do is there's a website you can go to, and I have all these are in my notes inside of Alphapreneur. So you can go to Gutenberg.org. That's Gutenberg.org. And if you go there, this is what it looks like. It's called Project Gutenberg. And yeah, Brett, you're 100% right. Think and Grow Rich is actually in the public domain. So, and I'll expand on that too here in a second. So remind me if I forget to do this, remind me to circle back and do this. So to talk about Think and Grow Rich. So for Project Gutenberg, you can actually come here and you could do a quick search for, nutrition. And for nutrition, you can see all of these different things that people have written about, like the no breakfast plan and fasting cure. So you might have heard of the term like intermittent fasting. It's like this new diet trend that everyone is jumping on in the last couple of years. Well, guess what? There's a book out there that was written. If you click on it, you can find when this book was published. It was published in 1837 to 1904 was the author. Sorry, you can't see that. 1837 to 1904, and it's about intermittent fasting back then. But you can actually download that book and just put a new title on it, and then tweak the table of contents or just leave it as is and call it your own, which is crazy. But that is just, I've never done this, but people do this, like Walt Disney, for example. So you can actually come here. And I don't recommend putting in terms like blog or YouTube or video or anything like that, because again, you're looking for works and published books and stuff that were before, before 1923. So what you could do is you could actually come here and do search and browse, and you can actually do frequently downloaded. And then you can see like the top 100 ebooks that were downloaded in the last 30 days. And then these are just all of these different works of art. Now, a lot of these, could be novels like Frankenstein and Dracula and stuff like that, The Tale of Two Cities. But there's going to be a handful of these that could be books that could be turned into a full business enterprise, for instance, like intermittent fasting. So I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but you get the idea. If you've never heard of the public domain before and you've never heard of Gutenberg.org, then just go bookmark the webpage, go back to it whenever you would like, because now you can just put that skill on your tool belt. Now, some random thoughts. This is just random thoughts that I'm going to start adding moving forward inside of the One Funnel Away Challenge. So as Russell's kind of doing his thing and talking, a lot of thoughts just kind of come in and out of my mind because I'm not a beginner when it comes to building businesses online. So I've been doing this stuff for a long time. So there's random thoughts that come in and out of my mind that I'm just going to start jotting down and including them in my notes, and you can take them for what they're worth. And some of them might be helpful and some of them might not, but at least, they're random thoughts that are going to be there for you. So random thoughts. So people will pay more for the same information in a different form. So keep that in mind. So rather than buying a book, for instance, some people will pay more for an audiobook. Russell actually mentioned that with Think and Grow Rich. When he heard about Think and Grow Rich for the first time, he doesn't like to read. So he could have got the book on the public. He could have just went and downloaded the book for free on the public domain, but he didn't. He actually went into Amazon and bought the audiobook for like $20. So it's the same thing, but the audiobook wasn't from Napoleon Hill. The audiobook was from, somebody that just made an audio version of Think and Grow Rich, and they're making a bunch of money off of it because it's in the public domain. So think about things that you could do. So you could do like a Think and Grow Rich for entrepreneurs. You could do a Think and Grow Rich for stay-at-home moms. You could do a Think and Grow Rich for busy dads. You could do a Think and Grow Rich for, aspiring kid entrepreneurs. You could do, that's just taking something that could be like in the public domain and really just branching it out and really niching it down into like all these different markets. So you could take core concepts and also just, again, like I mentioned, expand them on a new demographic. You could also do, these are just random thoughts of other things you could do with audio, with creating your own products. You could do audio interviews. So you could find people that have been maybe interviewed on a podcast before. If they were interviewed on a podcast, that means they like to talk about themselves, or they don't mind jumping on a Zoom or a Skype call and then just recording it. So you could do like a compilation of interviewing a lot of people that could be like key influencers in the industry that you're in. So if you were in like the golf industry, you could find like top golfers that first go. Actually, let me share this. There's a really cool resource. I did not include it in my notes, but I'll share it with you for watching this video. I won't even put it in my notes because for those of you that are taking the time to watch the video, I'm going to start dropping little, I like to call Easter eggs, which is like just for paying attention. I'm going to give you some like unpublished knowledge and information and resources that you would not get just by going and just reading my notes. Does that sound okay? If it does, just let me know in the live chat because I want to make sure you all still have a pulse and you're paying attention. And then I'm going to share a really cool resource with you. All right. So we got a lot of heck yeahs. We got a heck yeah from Brett, and looks like everybody else that is here is now jumping in the live chat. We got Stone Vet, which is Daryl. We've got Gary. Cool. There's a little bit of a delay I noticed from when I'm talking to when you guys are actually chatting. So I do apologize for the delay here and there, but that's just the way it is whenever you live stream. So the really cool resource is called listennotes.com. So go bookmark this, like go type this in right now and save it, because I'm not going to put this in the description. I'm not going to put this inside of Alphapreneur. This is just kind of an Easter egg for you watching this right now. Think of it as like a golden egg. So it's called listennotes.com. So this is a podcast search engine. If you've never heard of this before, hey, what's up, Frank? Frank says he finally made it. So you jumped in right when I'm sharing something that you will not find anywhere else, because I'm not going to publish it anywhere. So Listen Notes, this is like a super secret resource of mine that I use whenever I want to really like pick apart a business. Let's say there's an entrepreneur that I know of. Let's say Russell I really want to let's say I want to build like a ClickFunnels competitor, which I would never do. But let's say I wanted to do that and I want to hear all the interviews Russell's ever done where he maybe talked about ClickFunnels. I could come in here and type in Russell Brunson, and it's going to search for episodes or podcasts with Russell Brunson in it. So like instantly you can see 5,308 results. And this is way better than using like just a podcast player. So don't try doing this on Apple or iTunes or anything like that, because it's nowhere near as intuitive as what you're about to see. So, so you can actually, I wouldn't look at podcasts. I would look at episodes, and out of all these episodes, you can sort by relevance. You can actually do all kinds of filters, like show me certain durations. So show me certain times it was published. And then you can find like the latest interviews that were done that had Russell Brunson. So for instance, like there's this podcast called Launch for Profit and Fixing the Launch Business with Russell Brunson. So it's just, and this was published just a month ago. So yeah, it's just insane like how you can find some really cool stuff whenever you know, like let's say you have an idea or a hit list of people that you want to interview. Maybe you want to do a product where you're doing audio interviews or a collection of audio interviews. Then and I would start by coming up with a list of their names, because you need a name. You can't just type in golf. I mean, you could, but well, let's see what would happen if you type in golf. You could probably look at podcasts that are about golf. So instead of looking at episodes, we could look at podcasts. And then from here, there's 1,900 podcasts about golf. So you could actually come through and maybe click on some of these and then just see which podcasts are hot and which ones are not. And then the ones that are hot, find the people that are maybe being interviewed on those podcasts recently, because then you know that they're open to doing interviews. And then you could jump in and do some interviews with them and then include those in a product that you actually create that you sell with a funnel. So anyway, that's kind of my little Easter egg about how you could reach out to people. And that's actually how I just listen to podcasts. I'm only subscribed to three podcasts, but I listen to podcast episodes like all day. And that's how I do it. I have people in mind that I want to listen to, and then I go find the latest episodes that they were on some random podcast. It's probably not even listed in the podcast directory, and that's how I do it. Now, you can also take PLR or public domain content, and you could teach it on video. So let's say, for instance, let's go to another Easter egg is another website that I will recommend. It's called plr.me. Again, it's plr.me. Thank you, Frank. Frank says, awesome Easter egg. Appreciate it. So here, what you could do is actually go to products, and then you could choose like whatever industry you're in. So I don't recommend just typing in like golf. Like, come and kind of have some fun with it. Like, look at it like you're looking for buried treasure. So let's say you're in the parenting and family industry. So you click on that. The reason I want you to go in and just click on a category and not actually just go search is because you will find things that you would not have found otherwise if you were just searching for something specific. Okay. So if you're in the parenting space, you see there's over 625 resources here. And then you can come down, and then all of these different, like for instance, articles that are about parenting, or like there's 332 articles and blog posts. There's action guides, like there's 33 action guides and coaching and handouts and lead magnets. So you could actually buy these, you buy the rights to these, and you could just literally just read these on camera. Or you could pay somebody to read these on camera. And then now you just took something that was in written form and now it's in video form, and it's going to have a higher perceived value. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do by just taking existing content that's out there and then repurposing it in a way that's going to make it where you can put a higher price tag on it or a higher dollar value amount on it that you wouldn't have otherwise. You can also find hard to find stuff, and you can bundle things together. So for instance, you could like go to YouTube and type in Napoleon Hill interview, and like you could or Tony Robbins interview, and you can put together like all the best interviews that you found. So you're like the curator, and you curate a really cool set of interviews that talk like all the things Tony Robbins ever said about how he made his first $1 million or whatever something really unique and really hard to find. And you can compile all of those and put together like something you sell and give away. So the fact that when you do that, the fact that they're all free, you just let people know that it's saved. You're saving them time, and it's in return, it's going to increase the value. You could also do events. You could do masterminds. You could do communities. You could do challenges like the challenge we're going through right now. If you're selling a physical product, think about like what are some other things they want. So if you're selling, let's say a fat burner, let's say you're in the supplement industry and you're selling a fat burner, you could think about like, okay, well, people are wanting to buy this fat burner because they are wanting to lose weight. So then jump over to places like, plr.me, and you could go to products, you could go to weight loss and fitness, and you could find some PLR products that there's 508 PLR products about weight loss and fitness. And you could find some that you could then download and bundle together with your fat burner. And then instead of just selling your fat burner, if someone buys one bottle of your fat burner pills, they're also going to get this bonus and this bonus and this bonus and this bonus. And all those bonuses could just be things that you already buy rights to, which is really easy to do. And then you can also, keep in mind, like the more niche, sorry, you can't see that. The more niche specific that you get, the more value you can deliver. So for instance, when I mentioned the Think and Grow Rich for entrepreneurs, instead of, when you're that specific, you can charge more because you are now speaking to a very specific audience to where entrepreneurs, or let's say, Think and Grow Rich for accountants, Think and Grow Rich for accountants. If you have all these other things for accountants probably aren't used to seeing an offer that is put together specifically for them using all the techniques and the tweaks that you're actually doing, which is going to allow you to command a higher price. So is everything making sense so far? If it is, let me know in the chat. And then we are going to, by the way, this book you see here, this is the original first edition of Think and Grow Rich, which is pretty cool. I'm a book nut. So even though you can like get this for free, like on the internet, I still like to, geek out and like have the original first print editions of things. So all the books behind me, by the way, are like all my favorite books. All right, so let's take a look here. It looks like Magnus says fantastic stuff. Glenn says brilliant. Gary says makes sense to me. By the way, again, for those of you that are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, or you haven't turned on notifications, make sure you click the subscribe button on YouTube. Click the little bell icon to turn on notifications, and then that way you never miss out on like anything that we're doing here. All right, so the next thing I want to do is jump into Sue says, impressed with the first edition. Thanks. Again, that's just me being a nerd. All right. So another thing that I want to do is show you like my one pager. So like I'm going to be doing through as we go through this whole challenge. Again, this is the one pager, which you can get the link to when you're looking at my notes in Alphapreneur. So when you go in Alphapreneur, you go to the OFA challenge, you go to day 3, and then I include like the one pager link that Russell includes in the challenge, so we can all kind of go through it together. So with the one pager, with this being the one pager, really what you had to do today was very lightweight. You don't have a lot of work you have to do today, because the work you have to do is really watch these videos to learn more about the psychology behind everything. So you need to watch this video, like I mentioned, that's here, but then also you need to watch the offer hacking video, which I'm going to watch again when we're done here today. That's the next thing on my list I need to do before I go to the gym. And then The Greatest Showman, I definitely recommend that you watch that as well. So for your task for today, and this is what I did, is your brainstorming. So think about like what other products and frameworks you can include in your offer stack. So I was actually struggling on this because I'm putting together a funnel for a new training I'm putting together that's actually being created right now inside of Alphapreneur, called the brand. I just call it the brand ambassador training program. It's really unique, right? But it's a lot of work. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to create this funnel during the One Funnel Away challenge to sell that training program. So my flagship framework, these are the things that I'm going to sell in like the upsells, or not the upsells. This is everything just in the offer stack. So why I was struggling on this was because some of these things I was thinking could have been great for an upsell or a downsell. But I'm not thinking ahead. Like Russell says, don't think ahead, just worry about what you need to do now. So what I'm doing is I built my offer and my offer stack of what I'm going to sell for $7. So for what I'm going to sell for $7 is the brand ambassador secrets, which is going to be my 3 secrets to, I'm actually going to use the word getting rich as a brand ambassador, and don't cringe and be like, Chris, that's so cheesy and dumb. I've actually am reading a book right now that is called How to Get Rich, actually. And it's by, I can't remember, Felix Dennis. It's the guy that created Maxim Magazine in the UK. He was like one of the richest. He's not with us anymore, unfortunately, but he was one of the richest publishers in Britain. Called Felix Dennis. If anyone knows of Felix Dennis, just let me know in the chat. I'm curious how many of you are geeks like me. But anyway, he wrote a book called How to Get Rich, and it's amazing. It's just it's not talking about like how to make $1 billion or how to make $700 million. It's just how to get rich, and it's the secrets of being a successful entrepreneur. And then as I was putting together my office today, like just gathering things up and getting my water and all that. And then I got this book, Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, the books that I really like actually have the word rich in them. And it's not because I want to get rich. It's just, I don't know why. I just think they're pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to use the word rich throughout my brand ambassador thing, and about like how to get rich as a brand ambassador, but then go into like the dictionary definition meaning of, what rich really is. And it's not about, how much money you have and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's just kind of a little rant of what I'm doing. But so my flagship framework is going to be brand ambassador secrets. And then the different products that are going to be my offer. I got these ideas by actually looking at .com secrets, traffic secrets, and expert secrets, and looking at the offer stack that Russell has. I was trying to come up with titles for what I can offer, and I'm like, you know what? Some of the things that he's offering, I don't know the content behind like what he's delivering, but the titles of some of his offer stacks, I'm like, those titles could actually work for the brand ambassador stuff I'm doing, but I would just position everything in the context of being a brand ambassador. So my third product in the offer is going to be, and all of these, by the way, are going to be like one video that I'm going to just include as bonus videos in the course. So the third product in the offer is going to be how to make anything go viral. And it's basically where I'm going to show you how to go find things that previously have went viral in the industry that you're in, and then how to not only find those, but then dissect them and then really just use the same frameworks for everything that you post online. Then the fourth product is going to be the ultimate brand ambassador hack, which, you know what, I don't even know what that is going to be yet, but I thought it sounds cool, and I'll just come up. I actually have an idea for it now that I'm looking at it. It'll probably be something about automation and using just a way to automate all of your posts across all social networks at one time, so you don't have to sit at your computer and post all day. So that's going to be the ultimate brand ambassador hack. Just came up with that. And then how to make 1K in 1 day blueprint. Again, it's not about being rich. It's just, this one's about just how to make 1K in 1 day. For anyone that just wants to make a quick $1,000, there's just a kind of a blueprint and a framework and a structure that you can follow to do that. So I'm going to make a video about that. Then I'll also make a video that's going to be tips, tricks, and tools for brand ambassadors. And then the seventh product in my offer is going to be a 30-day brand ambassador challenge. It's not going to be intense like this one funnel away challenge. But I can definitely put together like 30 really quick videos. It's like a challenge. It just pretty much holds ambassadors accountable on, like, if they want to kind of clear off their desk and start all over, like maybe they're kind of fiddling around with being a brand ambassador and they just can't get anything working. They can use the challenge as almost like a reset or like a reboot. So anyway, these products are not created yet, but I just, again, Russell didn't tell you to create the products yet. He just said, come up with this stuff, or the titles, and you're just brainstorming right now. So anyway, this is just me brainstorming, and this is kind of what it all looks like. So let's take a look here. Brett says, if my memory is right, Think and Grow Rich was actually not the original title. The original didn't sell well and had a rename, and the rename with Rich made the book successful. I'm so glad you said that, because that makes me even more excited about using the word rich in the whole brand ambassador thing. And if any one of you that are watching this video is creating a funnel, and maybe you're doing a funnel about, something about marketing or entrepreneurship or business, don't be boring about it. Like, be sexy about it. Like, have fun with it and make it where someone's like, man, I want that, but, and then I thought about, again, saying the word rich. Rich can be a lot of things to a lot of people. It's not just a specific dollar amount. Like, here's how to make the 1K a day, 1K in 1 day blueprint. Now that is specific, but that is just going to be one of the bonuses in the whole offer stack I'm doing. But overall, like, I can already see like the headline that I will have on the page for the funnel, just in my mind, brainstorming, will use the word rich. So I challenge all of you to just kind of make your stuff sexy whenever you're trying to sell it and have fun with it. And if it doesn't sell and doesn't work, well, then I'll remove the word rich and I'll do something else. But Sue says, I can't wait to get your framework pieces. Yeah, by the way, the product that I'm actually going to be creating, this whole brand ambassador thing, it's going to be in Alphapreneur, because Alphapreneur, I look at Alphapreneur as like my pirate ship, right? So it's my pirate ship, and then anyone that joins Alphapreneur, you're all on the pirate ship with me. We're all pirates together. Not pirates like we're stealing stuff, but I just look at it as like a ship, right? And then whenever I create new things like this brand ambassador stuff and all the frameworks and all that, I'm going to put it all inside of Alphapreneur, and because that's going to be part of how you're going to get access to this. Is I'm going to have certain areas of Alphapreneur that are locked off depending on if you bought that or not. But as previous Alphapreneur members know, that anything that is already in Alphapreneur, or if you're already an Alphapreneur member, you're always just going to get all the new stuff, for free. So I'm going to figure out how that kind of works out logistically. But yeah, anyone that is an Alphapreneur member, the actual products I'm going to be creating about brand ambassador stuff, you'll all be able to see in Alphapreneur. So I know some of you are probably going to ask questions about that. All right, let's see. What else did I have? I felt like I had something else I wanted to share. Nope, I guess that was it. I'm going through and looking at like my list of things, my notes. We went through the Onepager. By the way, I went through some of the Jim Edwards stuff with the funnel scripts. It's pretty cool, but I got really confused by when I was clicking around and trying to use the interface. So I'm not going to go in and show you how I use funnel scripts, because I don't think I'm going to use funnel scripts just because it's not for me. So anyone that is wanting to go through funnel scripts, you're welcome to talk to each other about it in Alphapreneur, but I don't think I'm going to do it myself just because I was confused when I was trying to figure it out. Thank you, Sue. All right, so that's all I have for all of you today. So let me know if you have any questions. And by the way, if you can also just give me like a 1 to 10 rating for all of you that are here live. Give me a 1 to 10 rating on the live chat on what you thought of today's session. My notes, the Easter eggs that I shared with you, all that stuff, because your rating kind of helps me know kind of where I'm at or where I lie in terms of how this went. So I know if I need to adjust anything as we go through these 30 days together, which I'm starting to realize already in day 3 that this is a really daunting thing. I don't even know why I decided I was going to start doing this 30-day challenge and going live every day for 30 days while we're going through someone else's challenge, because it's taken a lot out of me. Like, I'm going to bed earlier at night now. I'm sleeping in a little later because I'm exhausted, and we're only 3 days in. So this is going to be a long journey that we're going to be on together, but I think we're all going to have a lot of fun. And if anything, the fact that you're all on this with me, and if you're watching this on YouTube, it's what's cool for you is you get to see all this stuff for free, which is kind of fun. And then inside of Alphapreneur, if you have any interest at all of joining all the members that are members of Alphapreneur that you see that are in the live chat, if you can still see the live chat during the replay, which I think you can on YouTube. If you want to connect with any of those members, or you want to just like, let's say you're going through one of these days, the sessions right now, and you want my feedback or you want someone else's feedback on something, that's the benefit of being an Alphapreneur, because I actually turn off the comments on YouTube. So you can't comment. You're not going to get my personal feedback and suggestions of what you're doing, but you can post that kind of stuff inside of Alphapreneur. And that's one of the big benefits of being part of the community, is getting my personal help and attention, and everybody else's help and attention as well, and connecting with everyone else. So let me take a look at the chat. Looks like we've got, I'm always nervous asking for these ratings, but thank you for taking the time to do the ratings. We have Gary, Glenn with a 10, Magnus with a 10, of course, Brett with a 10, Sue with a 10 plus, Stone Vet, which is Daryl, 10. Great stuff again. Thank you. Thank you, Chris, Lou for a 10. Charlene 10, Pammy 10, Alistair, good to see you, Alistair, 10 out of 10. Sue says questions. So you can't, by the way, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask a question, and then I'll just stick around and answer questions until there's no more questions. Sue says, so you can't use their recording from Listen Notes. You have to contact them and re-interview them. Can you talk more about how to use the podcast content? Yeah, good. I'm glad you asked that. So I was referring to using Listen Notes to find people that have been interviewed on podcasts, and then knowing that they're been interviewed on a podcast, you can be rest assured they are open to probably just jumping on a Skype call or a Zoom meeting and then just recording it so they can get some publicity. So you would have to reach out to the people that are being interviewed, but instead of just putting together like a spreadsheet or a list of, let's say, golf professionals, and then wondering if they would be open to talk or not, it'll shortcut your process. If you go to like listennotes.com and then search those still put the list together, but then go to Listen Notes and see if they've been interviewed. And if they have, then you can just start looking them up on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. You would just have to personally reach out to them to do the interviews and all that. I don't recommend downloading audio episodes from other podcasts and curating them and selling them. I mean, to each is their own. You could do that. I probably wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, Phi says, by the way, how do I pronounce your name? The name that's on the screen right now. Because I want to get it right, especially if you come back, because I don't want you showing up and then saying like, I wish Chris could say my name. Like, let me know how to say your name so I can say your name properly. Kat says, question, if you buy PLR rights and other people download, so others have the book also, just tweaking to fit it them, is that correct? Yeah. So with PLR, when you buy the rights, some books you download, it'll tell you in the description of what you're about to buy what kind of rights you have. Some PLR books want you to keep everything intact and you have to use the same title and all that. That's very rarely the case. Usually like 90% of the time, probably even more, like 95% of the time, when you're buying PLR rights, you can change anything you want. So you can change the title, you can use different images, you can change the order of the table of contents, you can put your name as the author instead of the actual author name. That's usually why people buy PLR rights. So, but I recommend before you buy the rights and start tweaking and all that kind of stuff, you look at what the rights include, and then you can find that on any website you go to when you buy the stuff. They will tell you what you can and what you cannot do. Frank says 10 plus. Thank you for over delivering as always. Thank you very much. Kat says 10 with an open mind. Appreciate it. Thomas says just catching at the end, overslept and didn't get up until 5:30 a.m. That's still super early. Looking forward to checking out the feedback because I don't see any replays being available yet. 10 plus. Yeah. So the replays, by the way, if you go to here, let me show you Thomas. Sorry, I got to find where I share my screen. So Thomas, if you go into OFA inside of Alphapreneur, so you go in Alphapreneur in the community, then you go to challenges, you go to OFA, you can come down and click on like day 1, day 2, day 3. So let's say you click on day 1 because you missed day 1. The replay will be available right here for you. So you can watch the replay from day 1. You can watch the replay from day 2. If you missed the replay or if you missed showing up live for any reason, you don't have to go to the YouTube channel if you don't want. You can probably find them on my YouTube channel as well, but I'm neatly organizing everything for all of you inside of Alphapreneur, so you don't have to go hunting for the replays that I've done previously. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Sue says, how do you find their contact info? For instance, for example, my sexy offer is going to be helping women lose weight after menopause. I found some doctors that did podcasts, but is there a process or protocol to contact them? I would just Google, especially doctors are probably the easiest to find their contact info. And what I would do, Sue, let's say there's a doctor called Dr. Sue Ross, and she was interviewed on a podcast a month ago, and the podcast was called, I don't know, Doctors Are Amazing. This is all just made up, right? So you could actually go to Google, look up Dr. Sue Ross, find her office and find her contact information, and then contact her office and just say, hey, my name is such and such. I'm trying to get in touch with Dr. Sue Ross. And then once you get in touch with her, you could be like, hey, Dr. Sue Ross, my name is such and such. I listened to your interview on the podcast Doctors Are Amazing that you did a month ago. Loved what you talked about especially with women losing weight after menopause. I loved your tips and your framework of how that works. I would love to do an interview and kind of get you some more exposure and really help you get the word out about what it is that you do. When would be a good time to sit down and do an interview? Like something like that. Like you just basically, that's just if you were to Google them and contact them. But if you can't find them on Google, look them up on LinkedIn, look them up on Facebook, just try to find their contact information and start out with picking up the phone and calling. And if you can't do that, try doing all of that in an email and just doing like cold email outreach. That's what I would do. Sue says, if I pay for a Listen Notes membership, is there a contact through their website? That I'm not sure of because I haven't used it for that purpose. I use Listen Notes to just find when I'm like geeking out on like let's say Felix Dennis, because I'm reading How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. And then I just want to listen to everything that any interview he's ever done. I go to Listen Notes and put in Felix Dennis, and immediately I can find all the episodes he's ever been on sorted by popularity. Then I can start and kind of listen to those with the most recent ones first and all that. But I'm showing you, or I mentioned how you can use Listen Notes for finding people to interview because they've been interviewed before. They're going to be open to doing another interview. Glenn says the Easter eggs feel like a Monday meeting. That's awesome. Yeah, and I miss doing the Monday meeting at least this week and then the next couple weeks because I'm going to be doing this OFA challenge every day. And seriously, this is sucking the life out of me. But I know it's going to be helpful for all of you. I know the videos, once they're doing these live, I'm sharing I'm going to make make it much more interactive and share more random thoughts like I did today. I'm going to share more Easter eggs with you. So I'm going to intentionally, before I do these videos, come up with things that I know that I can share with you that is going to be, you're not going to really know, you're not going to find anywhere else unless you've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. So I'm going to try to make these super helpful and beneficial is kind of where I'm going with this. And then my whole like evil plan for doing this stuff too is that if people randomly see these videos on YouTube and they're like, man, this, is really good content. And then like, I would love to bounce some ideas off of Chris. That's my whole plan is like, I hope people to see these videos end up trying out Alphapreneur so they can get in and then leave comments and connect with me and get help from all of you and just really build the community. So I think it's going to work. I hope it's going to work because I'm dedicating the next 30 days to doing this and it's taken a lot. But I'm having a blast doing it. And as long as you all are having a good time, then it's definitely worth it. Right. So if there's no more questions, we're going to wrap it up for the day. And again, I'm going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Might even, you know what? Like I only have like a couple shirts I like to wear on camera because they're black and white and they kind of match the look of what I'm doing. I need to like just find a really good like black V-neck t-shirt that I could just keep in my office and I always wear the black V-neck t-shirt because I think a lot of you are like, he's wearing the same sweatshirts all the time, but it's only because I only have a couple that I just rotate and I only wear when I'm on camera. But yeah, I was gonna say same time, same place tomorrow is when I'm gonna be here. Gotta go. Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Magnus, for being here. Thomas is very helpful. Thanks. You're very welcome. Stonevet says he knows it's going to work. I hope it's going to work to help people get people into Alphapreneur because that's the one thing is when you have a community like Alphapreneur, it's really hard to just sell a paid community because people are always thinking like, well, how is this different than a Facebook group? Well, it's radically different than a Facebook group as you see when I'm logged in and showing you what it looks like. But it's just the fact that people are paying more attention and the people that are getting into the community, it's what's really good about it is that there's just, unfortunately, there's like a lot of censorship going on right now with Facebook and with Facebook groups. And there's actually a lot of people I know that have had Facebook groups that they've grown to tens of thousands of members. And the groups were actually deleted and completely removed off of Facebook without any heads up or anything to the person running the group. So there's not a safe place for entrepreneurs to go that is always going to be around, that is not at the mercy and the grips of like the giants of social media that are out there. So knowing that Alphapreneur is that safe place and is that community, it's hard to get people to want to join just to say, hey, it's a great community, you should try it out. People right now are still trying to compare it to what else is out there, but unfortunately what else is out there is slowly starting to go away. So the value and the ability for people to join Alphapreneur, it's going to make more sense down the road, but now it's a little harder to get people to join that's never heard of it before. So that's why I think doing these YouTube videos and leading with value and just giving pretty much all the stuff that most people would charge for, I'm just giving it all away for free and then letting you know if you want the community on the backside of things and you want the help, you want the support, you want the community, you want the feedback and all of that, then join Alphapreneur. So anyway, that's my evil plan that I hope works out. And because ultimately it's going to grow the community and really help everybody out together, right? So Magnus says, many thanks. You're very welcome. Glenn says, thanks. Great content. Appreciate it. I'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow. Keep an eye out for my emails. If you are not yet getting the emails, go to alphapreneur.com, put in your email address. So that way, whenever I do these new videos, I send out an email with links. So you have a link in the email that just takes you right there. And if you haven't done so already, another thing you can do is always subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when you subscribe, click the little notification bell. So that way you're always going to get notified on YouTube as well. If you have YouTube on your phone or iPads or anything like that, you'll get notified whenever I go live and you don't miss out on these. So I hope you all have a great day. This concludes day 3 of the One Funnel Away Challenge, and I will see you all tomorrow.